Loneliness is an epidemic, whether you are in the USA or in India. 1 in 2 people can feel lonely, making it more common than you might think. Today, we delve into 5 solid science-backed solutions that can help you even if you don't have a bus full of friends. If you decide to stop reading here, remember this for life. Being alone is not the problem. Feeling lonely is instead dangerous. It would be foolish to enter into a toxic relationship to cure your loneliness. Anyway, let's begin. If you wish to go straight to the solutions, just jump to those chapters below. But before that, here are some shocking and interesting facts that triggered the research leading to these solutions. In May 2023, the Surgeon General of USA, Dr. Vivek Murthy, published an advisory cautioning against the effects of loneliness. Loneliness, he stated, is as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes per day. The Surgeon General of the USA is an influential advisor and head of 6,000 elite uniformed doctors who are always on standby for a global emergency. He advises the President, the Secretary of Health, the Human Services, and other government officials on public health and scientific issues. Even he admitted that he didn't know the full impact of loneliness. How did it all start? It all started with a simple question of why astronauts catch colds. Imagine that. An unbearable question, isn't it? Even cheeky questions have some limits. And then, as it always does, one thing led to another. The search for that answer opened a can of worms. Let me explain. The best way to punish someone might be just to throw them in jail. What you personally think doesn't really matter, but it seems the country and society think exactly this way. You see, people have a real fear for exile. For thousands of years, humans have lived together. So, when for whatever reason someone finds themselves all alone, they get overwhelmed by fear and sadness. Of course, not everyone needs to go to prison to be alone. You can be sitting in an air-conditioned drawing room in a posh 8-story house, Netflix remote in hand, and still feel completely isolated. It seems as if being alone is just part of life's destiny. But loneliness comes in many guises. Sometimes, as a child, you don't quite find your friends in class. In college, you might go through months of solitude after a breakup. Some get divorced. For others, their parents become stars in the sky. Dedicated souls in the office suddenly find themselves alone after retirement. And some become isolated in their later years when their lifelong companion leaves for the great beyond. Loneliness knows no age. But what does this have to do with catching a cold in space? It is not that there wasn't any doubt. Imagine astronauts up there for months battling fever and runny noses. They aren't wiping snots at their sleeves and spreading cold viruses like on train and bus, are they? There are no chance of catching a cold from a person sitting next to them. So, what's happening exactly? In space, they become alone. The human body, with its 37 trillion cells, harbor a whopping 82 trillion microbes. A truly gross reality. So, could it be that their own immune system weakens, allowing their resident viruses to cause infections such as cold? Is long-term solitude weakening their immune defense? Unfortunately, conducting extensive research on astronauts has not been feasible due to their limited numbers. But what do you find? Solitary yet healthy individuals? So, research turned to scientists stationed in Antarctica. Months on end, isolated from home, conducting research there alone. And the proof emerged. Solitude increases their body's stress level, inflammation rose, attention span decreased, decision making dulled, and their immune system weakened. Loneliness altered the genetic profile of their immune cells. That's the problem. But what is the solution? Well, there is one. Perhaps the first step to solving any problem is understanding it thoroughly. In the brain, there is a small area called the medial prefrontal cortex, holding the key to combating loneliness. It is a hub for social networking in our bodies. But how do we harness this brain center? Research delved into that too. It seems togetherness is the antidote of solitude. However, not everyone has the opportunity or desire to be together. And if forced attempts at togetherness fail, loneliness rebounds with greater force, like the returning waves of the sea. Yet, everywhere around us, there is a call for togetherness. That's even more damaging. Every time you open Facebook, it's family dinners galore. Open a newspaper, and there are families off on car trips or having a blast at hill station. Open Instagram, and your friend's living room party looks even more picture perfect. If you get the chance to marry, by all means, do it, even if it happens at age 75. That's perfectly fine. The society that never checks up on you does not know how long it takes you to fall asleep once your head hits the pillow, will generously comment on your conjugal life at 75 without hesitation. Let them. Who cares? But if you don't have the chance to be a couple, is life all bleak? Not at all. Look at astronauts. If they want to have a partner, can they? While orbiting the Earth, it is not possible to have a partner. Is it possible for them to be social there? Not really. Their lifestyle teaches a valuable lesson that without being a couple or overtly social, you still can be happy. Astronauts still manage to stay well, or rather, they learn to be well. They are trained by scientists to stay well. How? Research is ongoing, but so far, a few clear methods have been identified. Change your diet. Fighting loneliness and stress on a diet of chicken curry, rice, chow mein, chocolate, and rasgulla is not possible. Consider trying a Mediterranean diet. This type of food is packed with various chemicals that help reduce inflammation and stress in your body. Next, daily mindfulness training. Daily mindfulness training, often mocked as meditation, can work wonders. Recall that during World War II, people jogging on the streets were likely ridiculed. Today, however, regular exercise is held in high regard. Science and social perspectives evolve over time. What seems laughable today may be life-saving skill tomorrow. Meditation is not just about sitting in the dark with your eyes closed. That concept is rather cliche. Research how you can practice mindfulness even while cooking or commuting to and from work. Daily exercise is a must. Include daily exercise in your routine. It boosts your immune system. The side effects of loneliness will slowly disappear. Make yourself self-sufficient. Instead of being confined to the four walls of your house, go sit in a cafe with your earphone on and listen to your favorite music or an audiobook. Observe how people around you are roaming about. Notice those who have managed to have a great social life, but do it like watching a movie, not like browsing Facebook. Learn to watch life like a movie. Seeing Kashmir in a movie makes you feel good, even if you have not visited. It's somewhat like that. Seeing life like Facebook or Insta makes things difficult. If you see it like Facebook, you will feel, why can't I be like them? The mentality is known as FOMO, or fear of missing out. We all come alone and will leave alone this earth. So learn to think of yourself as self-sufficient. Watch and experience your life just like a movie. Embrace a sense of adventure. If possible, pack a bag and head out somewhere. Nowadays, many groups promote solo travel. Traveling alone is much safer now. Even while traveling alone, you will end up connecting with people. That friendship may not be sexual or romantic, and it does not need to be like that. You still will enjoy those new life where you are not tied up with social burdens. These are called new generation lightweight friendship. You can feel happy and light as butterfly. These friendships does not stifle you. Remind yourself and say it loud. I am alone, but I am not in exile. I am not cursed. Even if I am alone, I may not feel lonely. If you enjoy mingling with a group of friends or acquaintances, do it. When that group no longer brings you joy, step away. Lifelong friends are a rarity. The one constant in your life is you yourself. So, if you need to leave a group, you have known for 10 years for your own mental well-being, don't sit down and cry. Many rare events occur in the universe. Things that seem impossible sometimes happen. Even life on Earth emerged from one such improbable event. So, if it seems unlikely that you will make new friends or find your own travel group, it is still possible. Believe it yourself. In today's modern world, loneliness feels like a pandemic. But we have no training to combat this loneliness. Yet, loneliness is inevitable. Just as a child studies maths all year to take an exam, or an athlete trains for years to build their biceps and triceps, you can develop a mindset like a raincoat through your daily small changes in perspective, where even in the rain, you won't get wet. That's all today. See you soon with another video research. Stay well, stay happy, and see you soon with another new video research.